Hi, today I want to talk to you about ensuring that an EKG is printed on the PCR. It all starts at the beginning of your shift. While in the unit, start a shift in Simon and confirm that Simon is linked to the unit's Wi-Fi. This is evident when you see the unit number in green on Simon. When the heart icon is green, that means the monitor is communicating with the Simon. During the monitor daily check, confirm that the date and the time are correct on the monitor. Also confirm that the radio antenna is highlighted in green. If you're not getting a Wi-Fi connection with the cardiac monitor or Simon, let the supervisor know. If the time and date are not correct, press the Enter key to bring up the time menu. Use the up and down arrows to highlight the time. Enter the time and then exit from this screen. I'm here with Mike Toohey. He is our software programmer at American Ambulance, has been one of the main workers on this Simon monitor interface. Is that correct?
That's correct.
All right. We talked about just logging onto our unit. Why is that important? Why do you want to make sure we have a Wi-Fi connection?
The Wi-Fi connection is how your EKG and Simon communicate with each other.
And again, I'm just going to confirm that I have a connection by doing what?
You'll want to make sure you have a green halo around the antenna icon on top of your EKG, and that you have a green symbol on your heart icon on your Simon.
And so this is collecting data. So for the previous shift, if there's any vital signs, EKGs on that are already on there, those potentially are going to come over to my screen once we start this shift, right?
Correct. So your Simon is trying to make a match between data just using the time and date. So it may not know, you may have the incorrect patient data.
So one of the things I want to do is at the beginning of every shift, clear all that data out.
Correct.
And then after every patient contact, clear all that data out so it's not there.
Correct.
All right. Perfect. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Now let's talk about a call. Once you arrive on scene, quickly document at patient side time in your Simon. After taking your first set of vital signs manually, get a second set of vitals with the monitor and the leads attached. This will give you your first EKG rhythm strip from the monitor. While you're assessing the patient, and anytime there's an unusual cardiac event, you want to capture that event on the monitor. Simply push the snapshot screen and that will capture that event. After completing a procedure, like acquiring a 12 lead or shocking the patient, the cardiac monitor will automatically store the image. Once you are in the ambulance and your Simon and cardiac monitor are linked to the ambulance Wi-Fi, the images will move from the cardiac monitor to the Simon computer automatically. Before you arrive at the hospital, you want to confirm that placement of the EKG is on the PCR. To do this, access the Vital Signs tab from the Simon. Select a column and enter the vitals page. Click View Strip to review or delete in the monitor's record screen. Scroll through the events to view the corresponding ECG or photo. So we are just on scene. We cared for a patient. While we were with that patient, we got our first set of vital signs with the monitor. We got a normal sinus rhythm. While we were assessing that patient, he had a run of PSVT. We captured that with a snapshot. Now we're in the back of the unit. How do I know that those images transferred over to my Simon?
On your Simon, you'll want to go to your Vitals tab, and then you'll see on your Vitals screen different columns on this spreadsheet, and you can click into one of those, and you can click into the View Strip button to see a series of data that's been captured.
So that first one is that normal sinus rhythm, and then we had that run of PSVT. Where's that one at?
Was that? Yeah.
Okay, right there.
On the snapshot.
And then before we initiated transport, we wanted to get that 12 lead to determine destination and how.
And that's
there. So now I know that those are all in my Simon associated with this patient.
Correct.
Okay, and how do I verify that it's actually on the PCR?
What you can do is you can close out of the View Strip screen, close out of the Vital screen, and click on your printer icon on your Simon. And then what you'll do is you'll scroll all the way down to the bottom where we attach the images and see if they're
so
there.
There's my normal sinus rhythm, there's my run of PSVT, and there's my 12 lead. And that's going to print out on my PCR.
Yes.
Excellent. All right, so sometimes we're on scene and we forget to enter that patient time, so we're caring for a patient, we get a set of vital signs, we get that first EKG, we get a snapshot, we get to the back of the unit and start our Simon documentation. We prefer that people get a patient contact time before they actually start that call. But let's say it happened in the back of the unit. So there's information in my data that's not necessarily associated with that call. How do I get to that data?
Great. We made a screen to help you with that. So if you actually click your heart icon, that'll get you to your EKG screen. And by default, it won't show the previously imported, but you may have to check box your show previously imported.
Okay.
And then you do a checkbox on each of these data items that you wanted to import.
And that will visually show me what I'm looking at with each one of those data sheets.
Correct.
Okay.
You can click import selected. There are maybe times where it doesn't recognize which patient it should be importing, and it'll prompt you to manually select the patient.
Okay.
If that happens, and then you can do the import
And
selected.
once I hit import selected, it transfers over to that patient, and
Correct.
it's associated with that patient.
Correct.
Excellent. So if for whatever reason our Wi-Fi hasn't worked, I don't have a Wi-Fi connection in my unit, I've got a bunch of data in my cardiac monitor that I don't have access to, what's my last option to make sure that this EKG gets associated with that PCR?
Yeah, there's times where the data will not transfer successfully. You'll want to be printing out your images so you can physically attach them to your PCR at the hospital. So we can take a picture of the physical EKG. We'll want to actually add a vital record. And then we'll go to our View Strip button. And we put a camera button. And then if it defaults to the forward-facing camera, we'll click the switch camera and go to the rear-facing camera. And then we can take an image of our printed out version ECG. And to simplify things, you can just tap the image to take a picture. You don't have to click the capture.
Okay, and it's right there. It shows that you have it.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. All right, so we're finally at the hospital. We've transferred over all this information. How do I view my PCR to make sure all that information is captured?
So you want to close out of any screens you might have open, and you have a print icon on your assignment. You just click it, and your ECG images, any physical images you took, are at the bottom of your PCR report.
Okay, so there's my normal sinus rhythm, my run of PSVT, my 12 lead, and then also that image I took is on the PCR.
Correct.
Excellent. So Mike, thanks for all your input. What you showed me today is there's really no reason why we shouldn't have an EKG printed on that PCR.
That's right.
Okay, so hope you enjoyed this video. Let it be a reminder how important it is to make sure that those EKGs are on the PCR. Thanks for watching this video. Have a great day and a safe shift.